you made that episode, and then
Yep.
I text you. I was like, "Oh no, Rich, do we have to go to war?" And
I
you said,
know. I was like, man, I had to like second guess. I'm like, did I say anything? I didn't think I did.
and then you're like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "I heard you went after Dave," and you're like, "No, give it a listen." So I did. I listened. I we definitely have to go to war.
All right, what's the war?
I can't believe you. What about here's what I didn't like.
Yeah,
And I'm very sensitive to Daddy Dave. I
yeah,
you
yeah.
know
I get it. I get it.
I
Yep.
I love myself some Dave. I
I
didn't
love
like
Dave too. Like I don't want that. I didn't want that to come across. I love Dave, and I think it's a net positive that Dave is back, 100%.
you just said there's two things. Well, can I just play one thing for you really quick?
Of course, yeah.
And then it's not so much what you say here.
It's
Well,
how you
no,
say
hold
it.
on. Before I play it, you basically say that, hey, he got power at one point and turned into a power tripper.
In less words, yeah, or in more words, I guess, yeah. Not
And
necessarily a power tripper. I think just
and that you hope
his,
that whatever he did doesn't happen again.
yeah.
What did he do? Can you tell us what he did?
I don't.
I
That's
asked him too. I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, I don't really know. And I go,
I'll
come
talk to.
on.
I can if we've played phone tag a little bit. I'll talk to Dave about that. I don't.
Okay, good.
I'm not doing public beefs. I'm not.
Fair.
That's
Good.
not my style.
Good.
I like I said, I love Dave, and
Is
I
there something specific though that the only thing specific I heard you say? So Justin Kotler had expressed some pretty strong concerns about Dave coming on, and what he kind of slipped in there is Dave blocked me from Instagram. And the
no,
only thing that I heard that
mine was
you said,
different than that. Yeah,
yeah,
mine's more of a. If somebody blocks me on Instagram, I don't care. Like I don't. That's not where
has anyone ever blocked you on Instagram? Just
I
for the record.
I guarantee multiple people. I get unfollowed a lot. They tell me in the comments.
But so the only thing that you say in there is that I think what you were alluding to is that recently he visited Tia
Oh
at
yeah, that was more of like just
a
giving us.
joke.
That was a product,
Oh,
Dave. If he ever watched it, which he probably won't. But yeah, no, that was more of a like, because he texts Rory. He's like, "Hey, have Rich text me," and I'm like, "We have phones." You know how Dave does. He does his little slights that he wants to like, you know.
hey, Manny Spiegel. Hey, whose side are you on? Mine or Rich's? What the fuck are you doing? This is my show. Dave has been kind of a prick in the past. That's the thing. I don't think I think that
Mine. Like I said, my grievances are more personal grievances. I think publicly for CrossFit, Dave has been good.
okay,
Dave Dave is was the villain that we needed.
right.
Like he stepped into that and does a good job with that. Behind the scenes, Dave's great. We've had our personal differences. Nothing like it's it's like any friendship,
So it's
any
not CrossFit
relationship.
related. It's not like he went out of his way to raise your affiliate fees, or he took
No,
level
no,
ones away
no.
from
On
you.
the
It's
contrary,
personal. It's like,
Dave.
hey, you saw him staring at Hillary's butt for too long.
No, absolutely not. No, on the contrary. I
Oh,
mean, Dave, when I started CrossFit, or when we had the gym, and I won semifinals, he came up to me. My first interaction with Dave Castro was, "Hey, where do you train? We have a gym. I can't afford to call it CrossFit." He's like, "Email me on Monday. We'll waive your affiliation fee for a year." And they did that.
this is like
So
2010 or 11 or something.
2010, and so
Okay.
no, I mean, it's more of a personal me and Dave thing, and I'm not going to get out and like bash Dave in publicly. I think, like I said, for CrossFit, for where we're at, I think it's a positive that Dave is back.
I think
So,
he's fucking. Here's the thing.
yep.
Let me paint one more
Yep.
piece, and then we'll go on. There at one point Rory says in the show something along the lines of, maybe I even have a time code for it. One point during the show, Rory says something like, "Hey, so many people came after Boz about his programming. Let's see if they come after Dave for his programming."
Right.
And my thoughts were, first of
They
all,
came after him
shitloads of
every year.
people come after him every year for the programming, but also Dave is I can't think of a great metaphor, but Dave is a 10-bedroom house. So if
Hmm.
I visit your house, Rich, and one room is dirty, I'm not like your whole fucking
No,
house is dirty.
exactly.
Dave
No,
brings
we're all
so
people.
Dave,
Everybody is people. We're people.
Dave
Nobody.
brings so much to the table. Adrian is still only a 1-bedroom house.
Right.
So
Dave's big picture on a lot of the stuff, which not to say Boz isn't, but Dave, you know.
But I just mean what he means to us as the community. He can fuck up in ways, we're not all created equal, right? He can fuck up in ways that we forgive him that other people can't fuck up.
Yeah.
So if Dave does a bad workout, it's not the same as if Boz does a bad workout. You know, it's the same with you. Once you have 4 fucking CrossFit Games victories and you shit the bed on one event, everyone's not like, hey, you suck at CrossFit.
Right.
But if you've only done,
he's got a like you said, he's got 13 years of us looking at his programming. We had one snapshot of Boz doing it.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm.
People are out there comparing apples to oranges and not viewing like, hey, this is fucking amazing that we have an alpha back in the scene. I don't care whether you like him or not. The ship's going to get organized and we're going to get the mission accomplished. And I just felt like I was like, hey, I felt like I was like, why doesn't Rich just say, holy fuck, this is fucking amazing. Dave is back. And then, by the way, be like, hey, you owe me one. You know, you're really an asshole. Text him on the side and the back. Like that's more like what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean.
But
we're on the same team. I think it's you
and Dave are on the same team.
Yeah, I'm saying me and you too.
Oh, okay.
Like I think it's a positive that Dave is back. I didn't want that to come across whatsoever. I'm on a podcast where we're trying to get views as well. So I'm trying to be, you know, give a subjective years of history analysis of it, you know. So I think, like I said, I think it's for the better that he's back.
I wish that both you guys would have been like single and that it was a girl problem, like you guys shared a girl or something.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't do that. Didn't do that.
Hey, and another thing that's interesting to watch, which I'm sure you know and I know, is Justin and Rory have had a very full relationship.
Yeah.
Very full, complex ups and downs, and very, very intimate. They were very close, and then they had some fucking just all out fucking breakups. And so I was interested if Rory was going to dabble in that too.
I think Rory, like when we talked about, you know, like still you got the human element to all this. Like somebody lost their job that has kids, and you know, you don't want to dance on somebody's grave, you know, like it is tough. Like everybody sees, you know, like, oh, you know, they ruined, you know, CrossFit or whatever. And it's like, there's still a human element to all this and families and stuff like that. So that's the hard part for a lot of it.
I have not, it's funny you say that because I've been so harsh to Justin on this show, but I was telling my wife, I was like, fuck, I feel like sending Justin a text because the fact I know he's a husband and he has kids, and I know this shit is fucking really, really hard.
Yeah.
But I've already been so much an asshole to him that I just thought, well, fuck, that's not gonna come across sincere.
Yeah, but you mean it, you know, like, and that's the hard part about all this is like, if CrossFit wants to be a real sport, you look at every other sport, and you know the difference with CrossFit is there's a sport, but there's this community side to the actual movement of what CrossFit is. But, you know, you can be critical of what's going on and question, and we can still find some type of way to discuss it. And you can still be sincere about, you know, if you don't agree with something, and that's society.
It would have hurt your feelings though if Dave said that about you publicly. If he said, well, I'm glad Rich is having his fifth kid, but I hope he treats him better than that other one because he's kind of a power trip around his kids. That would have fucking hurt you, right?
Yeah, Dave said some stuff to me or around me or about me that I'm okay, you know. Like, and here's the deal: it's like, hey, know, like, in society today, we can love people, but we don't have to, you know, agree with them on everything. And so, like, hey, let's have a discussion, you know, let's do it. So.
Okay. There's a question in here that I don't get it. I don't get how Dave is alpha just because he's arrogant.
Dave was a Navy SEAL. How can you be a Navy SEAL and not be an alpha?
I don't know if I can point to what exactly it is about him, but he's a man. He's very concise in what he says. He's very poignant in what he says. And for some reason, Dan, people want to work for him. When he worked at CrossFit, people go to him when they have questions. And so whether you were in accounting or in legal or in the games or in media, people go to him, including myself, to ask for his direction and his advice.
Yeah, I think some people are just leaders, you know, like it's my wife if there's ever a definition of an alpha as an alpha, but she doesn't understand what that means. She's like, "What do you mean? That hurts me that I'm an alpha." And I'm like, "It's not a bad thing. You're gonna get shit done, and you're gonna be, like it is what it is." And it's some people are just made like that, like life's been giving them, and I think they're more developed like you're developed that way through experiences. But yeah, Dave 100% is an alpha. But Dave is a dick.
And the people who like
most alphas are dicks at some point, like it is what it is.
And people who like alphas, you don't like them because of the reason why you like other people. You like them because shit gets done.
Yeah.
So if you're with an alpha, you wake up at 6 and you're done at 4. If you're and you're happy that you're done with whatever the task is. If there's no alpha, you wake up at 6 and a week later you're still not done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.